Today is September 2nd, 2025. It's 9:30. If we could rise for the invocation and the pledge. Invocation by Rabbi Nicole Luna. Good morning.
Thank you so much for this invitation. I'm honored to share an invocation from the Jewish tradition. Almighty God, thank you for the health and strength to come together this morning for the sacred task of engaging in the needs of our community. We ask for your blessing upon our county commissioners and all those who play a leadership role in our county. Imbue them with your divine wisdom and insight as they tackle the issues and challenges of leading this great community forward. We are all made in your image, God, all vessels for your holiness, and you are with and love each and every one of us. May the discussions and decisions made this morning honor the divine found within us, honor you, so that we may live up to your call for tzedek, justice and righteousness, and shalom, peace and well-being. When we work to repair this world, when we offer compassion and love, we answer your call. When we fight to eradicate poverty, injustice, and discrimination, we answer your call. When we make a choice to help another human being in need, instead of averting our gaze, we answer your call. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'tzorchei tzibur. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who makes us holy with commandments and commands us to engage in the needs of our community. Amen.
Amen. Turn to the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. Now we'll go to presentations. Mr. Pendergrass.
Good morning. If I could have animal services, I think Pablo and Karen's here. We have a special guest in the house. Cinnamon's here. If you don't recognize her, some of you might recognize her employees. She spent a few days here at some of our offices last week and with some of our staff, and she's a 2-year-old and she's looking for a home. And Karen, if you give us an update what's going on in animal service, I think we got a lot of services going on this month, correct?
And last month we had our Clear the Shelters promotion. We adopted out 317 pets during the month and 64 just on our event day. So it was a huge day. We thank everybody for coming out during the rain, thunder, and lightning. So our staff and volunteers worked very hard that day. Next Thursday is our vaccine clinic up at the Olga Community Center. So that we do every month at a different location where we do free vaccines and microchipping for the community, free costs for the community that comes out. We are booked every month solid, so that is something that we are very proud to offer to the community. September 27th, we're having a positive futures for rescues, fosters, and volunteers to come on out, sign up. You can sign up with our various rescues if you want to foster through them, foster through us, and sign up to volunteer.
Great. I think we did over 300 microchips last month alone.
Well over. So 386.
Great. I'm glad people are taking that responsibility. It's a great thing to use, a great tool to use for the microchipping and vaccines.
And yes, and as well as vaccines. And our return to owner for cats has well over doubled since the beginning of the year, and that is a direct result of microchipping.
Great. Okay, well, we still have plenty of animals there looking for a great home, so hopefully somebody who's watching it will see Cinnamon or come down and visit Animal Services and take a pet home. So again, thank you again. Thank you for your services.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. We'll go over to the recap. Item number 35, we need to include the motion to have a refundable deposit of $25,000. And gentlemen, I was going to ask if we can defer the hearing examiner's evaluation, considering she's not here. And I hadn't had a chance to do it, but I certainly always like doing it when there's somebody in the room. But that's just my preference. I don't know how you gentlemen feel.
I don't mind deferring it if the, as long as there's not a time constraint. I'm not sure when the contract ends. County Attorney, we're good with that?
Mr. Chairman?
I know it's not your contract, but time-wise, we're good time-wise?
Yes, there would be no contraindications, Mr. Chairman. You'd be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
With that in mind, then I'll make a motion to defer the hearing examiner's evaluation until the next meeting.
Do we need to make a motion to the B35 item?
That is item number 36. My motion was to defer.
All right, I'll second your motion to defer. We'll just take it up at the next meeting.
Yeah, at the next meeting, September
Okay.
15th. Yep. I have
Objection.
a motion and a second on the floor. Any public comment? Seeing none, I'll bring it back up to the dais. Any other discussion? Anyone opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Commissioner Hammond, you do have an item on the commissioner items we'll deal with when we get there. With that in mind, we'll go to the consent agenda. Commissioner Hammond, anything you'd like to pull?
Nothing today, Mr. Chair.
Done.
Commissioner Pendergrass. Commissioner Walker.
I actually have three matters, please. 8, 9, and 34.
Okay.
Number 9, I have a conflict.
Okay. 8, 9, and 34. So I'll deal with the balance.
Move the balance.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second on the balance. I do have a card from Marcia Ellis.
Oh, thank you.
Conservation Lands.
Can you get the document camera for me, please? Good morning, Marcia Ellis for the record. So I'll just reserve on item 34 until the item has been pulled and discussed. And then the item that I want to give comment on is item number 24, which is the issuance of the purchase order for the waste-to-energy facility for Hurricane Milton repairs. That is about $240,000. I want to point out in the item summary that it states that under the contract, Reworld Lee is solely responsible for repair, design, and construction of any capital projects resulting from uncontrollable circumstances and may bill the county only at actual cost, excluding any profit markup. So I understand that our waste-to-energy facility is in excess of 30 years old. And unfortunately, industry practice has shown us that it is common with these facilities to do what is called deferred maintenance, which means that you put things off. And as all of us realize here today in this room, that we have allocated about $85 million over the past few months for a life extension project for this facility. And this life extension project is happening without the input of the Buckingham community, or, in my opinion, an accurate recognition of this is not the most ideal situation. That the waste-to-energy plant, anytime you're burning trash, and the Buckingham facility in particular, looking at this data that is created by Reworld, you can see that we have some issues, and we've had some issues with increasing mercury, and we've had some exceedances with dioxin. In fact, if you take a look at this graph, the pink represents the total mercury from Florida's trash incinerators. The yellow line shows an increasing trend of mercury emissions from our waste-to-energy plant over the past few years. So I just think that we need to be honest about the funds that and the responsibilities of Reworld, formerly Covanta, in maintaining this facility, and acknowledge the pollution costs, the health costs that are put onto the community. I recognize that Hurricane Milton had a lot of impacts on the coastal community, and I think that it's worth evaluating the use of our taxpayer dollars to pollute and cause negative health outcomes on ourselves going forward. This is the data. This is from the Florida Department of Environmental Protection that graph is based on, showing the increasing trends of mercury emissions over time. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can have those.
Any other public comments? A motion and a second on the floor. Seeing none, I'll close public comments. Any other discussion? Anyone opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Number 8.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a second here. So number 8 was a task order regarding CDVGR staff augmentation and implementation funding. And I was just hoping staff could bring us up to date to discuss this a little bit further. We hired some experts to help us with the CDVGR billion-dollar project, and it references 14 upcoming closings potentially in this change order. And I was just hoping that we could get an update, a report on those, whatever outstanding applications we have right now, what the status of those are, and how this will help them be more successful in their closings too. Because we're running out of time for our deadlines to get these things built, so.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
Thank you. I'd like to ask Mr. Glenn Sawyer to present that item.
Thank you, Commissioners. We are indeed running out of time, and we are trying to bring on some additional affordable housing expertise to help us wade through these remaining deals. As vacancy rates climb, as tax credit investors become more discerning, some of these developers are having a harder time lining up financing that they had indicated was in place. And so we're just trying to make sure we have all the expertise we need to have the county's ducks in a row. The task order itself is formulated on the notion that all of those deals still under consideration would go forward, so you have a not to exceed amount there that we're not even going to come remotely close to. We will be coming, we're trying to set up briefings for each of you now to go through each deal that's pending individually and brief you where they are. The reality is a good number of them are not going to meet that deadline. So but we will talk to you about that further.
But this augmentation we will have made our best efforts to assist them in succeeding, if at all possible, and still protect our interests.
Yes, sir.
On these deals.
Absolutely.
I just want to make sure if we can grease the wheels or make something more effective in the process. I know it's very cumbersome, but I just wanted to, so we're going to get a formal report to the board about these 14 projects or thereabouts.
Yes.
That are open.
Yes.
And whatever punch list may be necessary.
Yes, sir.
To fix them. Okay. That's the only reason I brought that up, so. Thank you, gentlemen. I'll make a motion to approve that.
Okay,
Second.
Motion and a second on the floor. Any public comments on item number 8? Seeing none, I'll close public comments. I'll bring it back up here. Any other discussion? Anyone opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Number 9.
Number 9, I need to step out for. You want to do 34 and then have me step out, or step out now?
We'll do 34, sure. Let's go to 34. It's fine.
I just had a couple of follow-up questions on the, this contract, 34 is engineering services for the Southeast Water Treatment Plant that we just approved the new construction on last week. And I just wanted to clarify this contract is for the engineering services and it says for 4 years, but it says current year dollar amount $13,285,000. Is that a per year rate for the contract, or is that split over 4 years? And this may be a typo on current year budget, please.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to ask Pam Keys to present.
Good morning, Pam Keys, Utilities. You are correct. That $13 million is for the 4-year period. It's not just for this current fiscal year.
Okay, so since we're doing budget this week, is there a $3 million impact or a quarter of this money?
So for these services, there won't be an impact to FY26, which you will be approving. It's the out years. We're going to need to look at those budgets every year and adjust them as needed.
But it'll be a pro rata of this $13 million over 4 years.
Correct.
Okay, when it said current year budget,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yep.
why we ask questions.
Yep, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I see.
So, thank you, gentlemen.
No problem.
I want to make sure it wasn't $52 million for 4 years. So,
Good catch.
thank you.
Any other questions?
I'll make a motion to approve that one.
I'll second it.
Motion by Commissioner Mulliker. I have a second by Commissioner Hammond. Any public comment? Come on in, Marcia.
Thank you. I'm speaking on item 34, which is the approving of the engineering services for Jacobs. I have given comment over the years with concern after the issues that Jacobs Engineering had down in Collier County with being enmeshed with their government and contracts. And the fact that these contracts have been ongoing for years, essentially putting the horse before the cart on this project. So I just want to take a moment to register my opposition to this item.
Any other public comments? Seeing none, I'll close public comment. I'll bring it back up to the dais. Any other discussion? Anyone opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Excuse me.
If you would excuse yourself. Thanks, David. Make it quick. Okay, we're now going to move on to item number 9.
Chairman, seeing that this is one of our CDBG-DR awards that we've already discussed and reviewed, I'll go ahead and make the requested motion.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Motion by Commissioner Hammond, second by Commissioner Pendergrass. I'll open up to public comment. Any public comment? Number 9. Seeing none, I'll bring it back in. Any other discussion? Anyone opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Excuse me 1 second. David. Okay. That concludes the consent agenda. We'll now go to item number 35, administrative agenda. County Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This item is to approve land purchase agreement for 1100 Main Street, San Carlos Island. I'd like to ask Mr. Clemens to present the item.
Good morning, Commissioners. Robert Clemens, County Lands. This item was one that the board approved going forward with acquisition at our last meeting. Again, it's at 1100 Main Street. The purchase price is up to $1.9 million. There will be a $25,000 deposit on this, and we have extended some of our due diligence periods from the initial conversations of setting out terms and conditions of the contract. Have any questions?
Any questions? Robert.
I just want to comment, thank you for getting that done. That was an exciting opportunity, and I'm glad to see that with the board support in our last meeting in such a short time to come back so successfully with this opportunity is a really a big moment. So thank you for doing a great job. And thank you for your support.
Good, Chairman. Robert, how many boats, I know that we're excited about getting more public access to the water and public access to the amenities down at Morton Beach. How many boat slips will we be able to get in here, or how much boating activity could happen here if this purchase goes through?
This one in and of itself would be very limited, if any boat access, for a boat ramp.
Right.
But for other activities.
Would it be a single boat ramp, or would it be 2 boat ramps?
This would be in conjunction with another parcel that's contiguous to it to the east. If we were able to pick that one up, we're looking at the one to the east as well.
Okay. But between that, how many acres of parking and boat ramps would it have altogether for public access?
The plan hasn't been finalized. If we have both of them as to the total amount that we would have at this time, it would still have to take into consideration some of the road improvements that would lead into the facility and the overall layout.
Okay. But definitely an improvement what we have down there now.
We don't have that sketch.
As far as access goes. Okay, thank you.
Well, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
I'll second that. A motion by Commissioner Walker, second by Commissioner Rain. I'll go to public comment. Any public comment? See none, I'll close public comment. I'll bring it back up to the dais. Any other discussion? Anyone opposed?
I just want to say thanks again for the support, and I think if memory serves, I think it was around, when the whole assemblage is done, it's going to be around 2.5 acres and I think 38-ish trailer parking spaces, so it's a really great opportunity. Thanks again.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now move on to item number 37. Since we passed 36, deferred it. County Attorney. Thank you.
Morning, Commissioners. Joe Adams with the County Attorney's Office. This hearing has been properly advertised, and I have the affidavit of publication for your clerk. This is your second and final public hearing to approve the amendment to the Babcock Ranch Development Agreement. Your first hearing was on August 19th. This amendment is required for consistency between the property's zoning and the development agreement. The property was rezoned in May of this year, necessitating this action. If there's any questions, we'd be happy to answer them.
Any questions?
Chairman, I'll move approval of the requested motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the floor, item number 37. I'll go to public comment now. Any public comment on item number 37? Seeing none, I'll close public comment. I'll bring it back up to the dais. Any other discussion? Anyone opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Item number 38.
Good morning, Commissioners. Michael Jake from County Attorney's Office. I have your public hearing for the Solid Waste Department. I have reviewed your affidavit of publication, and it is legally sufficient. We'll put that into the record now. Sorry. Stand by. Technical difficulties. This public hearing is to adopt a resolution certifying the non-ad valorem assessment rolls for the residential commercial solid waste collection and the disposal facility special assessment rolls. These are for your fiscal year 25-26. Staff is here to answer any questions you have, and I believe we have a overview here.
Once we hit the button.
Once we hit the button. There you go. These are the rates that you approved back on August 5th.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, gentlemen. It's Rebecca Rodriguez, Solid Waste Director. And the item that you have before you today is to approve sending the rates that were approved on August 5th to the tax collector to add them to the tax rolls.
So these rates are already approved. We did that at a previous meeting. Today's really just a ministerial function to get it over to the tax collector so they go on the tax rolls.
Yep.
All right. Sounds good. I'll make the motion for
I'll
approval.
second that. I have a motion and a second on the floor. I'll go to public comment. Any public comment? Seeing none, I'll close public comment. I'll bring it back up to the dais. Item number 38, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Any opposition? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Okay. No walk-ons, there are no carryovers. Commissioner items. Commissioner Hammond.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have one item, and actually our discussion on item number 8 teed up my conversation very nicely. So we just heard from Mr. Salyer that we're going to have potentially several applications fall through that weren't able to be funded. So we're looking at potentially there will be a reallocation in the future of the unspent or unused funds. There's been an opportunity in my district in the Dunbar area for an affordable home ownership development. And this is going to be a mixture of affordable housing and workforce housing. It's called Toll's Gardens. They've been working on this since 2020, so it's been a development that's been around for a while. And so I'm not asking for any final action today, but merely just a direction to staff to work with this group from Toll's Gardens to see if they can put together a compliant and successful application for the CDBG DR program.
Is that a motion?
I'll make that as a motion.
Second.
A motion and a second. I'll go to public comment on that item. Come on up.
Morning, Joyce.
Good morning. Joyce Campana. I'm a resident of Lee County District 2. I have some questions about the attachments, so maybe these could be addressed in your review of this project, because the packet did not contain any pro forma, and the project, as you mentioned, Commissioner Hammond, has been on the table, so to speak, for 5 years or so. My concern is if it wasn't feasible then, it might not be feasible now, and we want to look at those numbers and the pro forma newly revised. With a minimum of 73 low-income units as proposed in your letter for HUD funding, what if less units are built, then the county would be left holding the soft second mortgages and repaying the CDBG funds? I didn't see an answer or response to that in the letter. And when the developer's LLC goes bankrupt, there will be no money to reimburse the county. My concern is about reimbursing the soft second mortgages, and also if enough units are not built to qualify for the grant, would the county have to be repaying that back? And then in the letter, it suggested that HOAs would manage the common, HOAs would enforce the affordability requirements. In my knowledge, HOAs manage common areas, maintenance, and enforce community rules that I'm not sure they have the expertise to manage and determine affordability requirements for this type of housing. That sounds like it's not a good idea. Having the developer provide updates to the county, as suggested in the letter that was submitted to you, Commissioner, and monitoring construction of the project and providing sales activity sounds like having the fox guard the hen house. You're going to have them doing self-reporting. I don't think that's necessarily a good idea. I favor the fox guard the hen house. You're going to have them doing self-reporting. I don't think that's necessarily a good idea. I favor being partners in creating.
Seeing none, I'll close it. Seeing none, I'll close it. Bring it back up to the commission.
Can find ways to mitigate them, and if they can bring something successful to us at a future meeting, I think that's what we're looking for.
Great.
I think that lends itself to our earlier discussion that, how do we mitigate our risk, right? And how do we assist them in expediting successful projects at the same time? So you're just asking them to have a chance to sit at the table with Glenn's team and review the project one more time. But yep. I think they made their application prior to my election last year, so I didn't get a chance to see all the backstory on that. So if it comes back to us, well, that's good. Thank you.
Well, we have a motion, we have a second. I've closed public comment. Any other discussion? Anyone opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Commissioner Hammond. Any other items?
No, sir.
Commissioner Pendergrass.
Yes, I have forwarded a letter, staff forwarded everybody a letter that we're asking to have the county to address. We all know back in 2022, we approved the Kingston development. Since then, it's gone through a very long public hearing process and public involvement process. So we've been asked by the property owners and developer to forward this letter that's been written here to the Army Corps of Engineers in support of their, and also in their effort, because Audubon has now filed a lawsuit against Audubon. Audubon is against the Army Corps of Engineers. So basically, the conclusion of the letter says the Lee County Board of Commissioners recognize the community benefits for the Kingston project back in 2022, and nothing has changed. We stand by our decision to approve and wish you, the Army Corps, success in the defense of this well-thought-out permit. So basically, it's in our letter on behalf of the board, signed by our chairman, in support of the permit and the Army Corps of Engineers. So if anybody agrees with that or not, that's my motion.
I'll second the motion. I have a motion and a second. Any public comment on the item we discussed? Seeing none, I'll close public comment. I'll bring it back up to the dais. Any other discussion? Anyone opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't have any commissioner items. Commissioner Mulliker, any commissioner items?
I have no commissioner items this week.
We'll now move on to commissioner appointments. Commissioner Hammond.
I have none today.
Commissioner Pendergrass.
Yes, I have a new one for Doug Gear of the IDA, reappointment of Bob Bevel to the Whiskey Creek Club Estates, and reappointment of Peter Baldwin to Whiskey Creek Club Estates.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any public comment? Seeing none, I'll close public comment. I'll bring it back up to the dais. Any other discussion? Seeing none, motion carries unanimously. Commissioner Mulliker.
I have 3 appointments this week. I have Clark Riles to the Roadway Landscape Committee. I have Craig O'Donnell and John Christovac to the Town and River Improvement Unit.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. I'll go to public comment. Any public comment on those appointments? Seeing none, I'll close public comment. Bring it up to the dais. Any other discussion? Seeing none, Anyone opposed? Seeing none, motion carries unanimously. I do have 4 reappointments and 1 new appointment. So my reappointments are Rebecca Henry to the Galt Island O&M, Jay Johnson to the Land Development Code, Jared Pennis to the Land Development Code, and Amy Early to the Community Action Agency Advisory Board. And I have 1 new appointment, which is John Lai to the Tourist Development Council.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any public comment? Seeing none, bring it back up to the dais. Any other discussion? Seeing none, motion carries unanimously. I do have a couple of reappointments for Commissioner Greenwell. One is Al Catrone from the Land Development Code. 2 is Carmen Henry for the Community Action Agency Advisory Board. The 3rd reappointment is Veronica Martin, Land Development Code, and the 4th one is Ian Moore, Executive Regulatory Oversight.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any public comment? Seeing none, I'll bring it back up to the dais. Any other discussion? Seeing none, anyone opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. That now concludes commission appointments. County Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have no items today.
County Attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If I could, just a point of privilege, I'd like to introduce Mr. Alexander Wendell. Mr. Wendell is a law student at the Durham Law School in Durham, England, and he will be shadowing in our office this entire week. So we're having a good time with him, pairing and contrasting the law school styles as well as the legal composition. And if you'll notice, he did not stand, well, he stood, but did not say the Pledge of Allegiance. We discussed that in advance, and given his status as a citizen of the UK, we excuse that on behalf of the committee. So, thank you, sir.
Thank you very
Nothing
much.
further.
Thank you very much. Welcome.
Welcome. I'll now go to public comment. I don't have any cards, but I'll entertain Marcia Ellis. Come on up.
Is this the matter of presentation? Thank you.
Matter of
Marcia Ellis,
presentation.
for the record. At an August 20th meeting, Lee County staff recently recommended not replenishing the Conservation 2020 Land Program Fund and suggested a new tier system that retroactively downgraded 2 properties. One was already under contract, and a second parcel enjoys wide public support and is located on Sanibel Island in the special high-hazard flood zone. Environmental nonprofits have spoken in favor of acquisition of both of these properties, and it was noted that $75 million in CDBG DR Action Plan funds were allotted to Lee County for purchase of repetitive flood properties for green space, and these funds were moved away from this program after $0 were awarded. Conservation 2020 preserves key ecological functions to prevent increased flood risk, water quality and supply deteriorations, and habitat fracturing. Since the program is a willing seller program and properties are nominated by the owner, the current free market trend incentivizes sellers to participate. Currently, there are $47 million of property nominated in the queue for consideration and only $19 million remaining in the fund. 84% of Lee County voters by referendum have voted to support and fund the program twice, in 1996 and 2016. These public lands preserve quality of life, provide public access and recreation opportunities for nearly 30 years. In 2021, an ordinance changed the funding structure with provisions for future appropriation, stating that, quote, the acquisition fund should maintain a balance of no more than $100 million and not less than $40 million, and once the fund balance drops below this amount, the county will replenish the fund. In 2013, $80 million set aside from the 0.5 millage tax that voters approved was absorbed into the general fund. Revenue that would have been generated from 2013 to 2024 is calculated at $435.8 million. And in this time, the program purchased 46 properties. That's approximately 20% of the total 32,000 acres that have been acquired since 1996. Replenishing Conservation 2020 funds is not voluntary, but compelled by law in accordance with Section 11535 through 11542 of the Lee County Land Development Code, Chapter 11, Article 8.
Thank you. Any other public comments? I'll close public comment. Any items before us, gentlemen? Seeing none,